Hey guys, what is up? My name is Megan. Hope you guys are doing well and welcome to another day of Bookmas. Today's video is all about my most anticipated romance reads for 2021. Keeping in mind I will be doing quarterly videos as well, so this is just an overview of what is out and traditionally published, aside from one I believe in the year of 2021. Obviously this list does not go until December of 2021 because not all of the books are announced yet, but this is basically just a list with the book, the release date, and the author to give you guys ideas of anything that sounds good to you. I can't spend all my time describing these summaries because we're gonna be here for hours, so let's jump right in. The first book I want to talk about is my most anticipated romance book of 2021, or possibly my most anticipated book of all. It, however, does not have a cover, nor does it have a release date, but it has been confirmed for 2021, and that is the SHAADI SCAM. I don't know how you pronounce that word, but it means wedding if I'm not mistaken, and this is by Lillie Vale. Lillie Vale is the author of one of my all-time favorite books, and that is Small Town Hearts. It is a YA contemporary. This one is an adult romance, obviously, and it just sounds incredible, you guys. I cannot wait for this, and I am anticipating it like crazy. I would probably sell my soul for this book. No joke. It's like on the top of my radar. So the first book releases in January, and that is Love Song for Skeptics, and this one releases on January 5th. And the author is Christina, and I am so sorry, but again, I tried googling the last name. I'm still unfamiliar with how to say it, so I will leave it on the screen, but this is the first book I am anticipating for 2021. On January 19th, I feel like there are a few releases, the first one being Enjoy the View, which is the third companion novel in the Moose Spring series, the first one being The Tourist Attraction, and the second one being Mistletoe and Mr. Right. These are all by Sarah Morgenthaler. I DNF'd The Tourist Attraction, but really loved Mistletoe and Mr. Right, so hopefully I also enjoy the View. Obviously it follows more of the characters that were side characters in the rest of the series, and I cannot wait for their books. Again, on January 19th, we have Happy Singles Day by Anne-Marie Walker. This cover is absolutely stunning, and I've been anticipating this read for months now. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. This is one of the most anticipated on the list. Another one of the most anticipated on my list is Shipped by Angie. Hockman. This one also releases on January 19th, and you guys, it is blurbed as The Unhoneymooners meets The Hating Game. Haven't read The Hating Game, not that I don't want to, I just never got around to it. However, The Unhoneymooners is one of my favorite romance novels of all time, and therefore I cannot wait for this one. It has to do with like an office romance, competing for a position, and then they have to go on vacation together and they fall in love. I cannot wait. And I've seen Gabby at Gabby read it, and she actually loved it, which it makes the hype even more real in my own head. On January 26th, we have The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Sullivan. This author usually writes YA, or I am familiar with her writing YA, and this one is actually her first foray in the adult romance, and this has to do with like a radio station and the two people who are on air, and they have to do this thing together, and I guess it's a hate to love at the same time. I cannot wait, and I love the cover, and I've heard so many great things about the author, so excited for that one. One that recently came to my attention that I've heard like one or two people only talk about it is Beat the Farm by Staci Hart, and this looks adorable. It follows a character who I believe inherits half a farm, and then there's the farmhand who inherits the other half, and it's like trying to save the farm, and he's convinced she won't do it, and they fall in love. I am a big country girl, and if there's anything close to country living, hence a farm, I am 100% interested. Moving on to February now, I have Much Ado About You, and that is by Samantha Young, who has written other romance novels that I feel like are very divisive in the romance community, but that one sounds up my alley. It sounds adorable, and I love the cover, and that one comes out on February 2nd of 2021. On March 1st, we have The Wedding Game by Megan Quinn. This one is one I haven't heard much hype about yet, but it sounds right up my alley, and I think it could be up a lot of other people's alley, so I'm mentioning it in this video. I do want to say that these are the books I'm hyped for, and it's not an extensive list, but I just think all of these sound absolutely amazing, as I keep saying. On March 2nd, we have Flo Plan by Trisha Dollar, which this one I've seen a lot of hype about. I think it's a more emotional romance, and that there's a lot to do with grief and getting over another significant other that has passed away, I believe. This one has to do with sailing, and it just looks absolutely wonderful, and I'm very excited for the release of that one in March. Then we finally have the third and final book in the Brown Sisters companion novel series. The first one being Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and the second Take a Hint, Danny Brown, all by Talia Hibbert, who has become one of my favorite authors of all time, and it's very interesting to see more diversity in romance novels. Talia Hibbert is a Black author and writes about Black main characters. If I didn't mention, it comes out on March 9th. Then on March 23rd, we have Meet Me in Paradise. And I'm just so excited for all the March releases. My birthday is March 22nd and it falls on a Monday, so I'm like right beside a release date for one. And I am so excited. I feel like March is a very strong reading release month for romances. That didn't make any sense, but I think you get what I'm saying, and I could not be more excited. The next book I want to talk about comes out March 30th, and it is the non-traditionally published book, so an indie romance, and that is Sweet Hand, which is the first book in the Island Bites series. Sorry if you just heard my cat, but this one has one of the most stunning covers for romance I've ever seen. This, I believe, is also by a Black author and features Black main characters, which is why I wanted to talk about it here. I will be making a separate anticipated video for indie romances when more of them are announced, but I wanted you guys to be aware of this one. It has like an island feel to it and it looks amazing. Then the Queen, Sarah Hoggle, comes out with her second book, which is called Twice Shy. Sarah Hoggle is the author of You Deserve Each Other, which was a love to hate to love romance. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait for this one. This one comes out on April 6th. We then have another Queen of Romance, which is releasing a new book, and that is Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. This one comes out on April 13th, and Sally Thorne is the author of The Hating Game as well as 99% Mine. I have not read The Hating Game, but I read 99% Mine and really enjoyed it. Contrary to the popular opinion, I think this one sounds amazing. I love the cover and I just cannot wait to get my hands on that one. Another book which is coming out in April is The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. This one comes out on April 29th. I've heard no one talk about this book, but it sounds amazing. Our main character is on her way to a wedding, hence the road trip, and she gets into a car accident with her ex, and so they are also going to the wedding and they are all going to a road trip together, and I think it's them unpacking their relationship. I know Beth O'Leary writes kind of romances, but they're also kind of like dealing with horror topics. I know she's written the Switch as well as The Flat Share. Then we have one that will probably be on everyone's list, and that is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This one comes out on May 6th, and it is a queer novel. I think it's a females love female romance, and she is the author of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it is a very, very hyped book. I myself really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for the second book that this author is coming out with. Then we have one of my most anticipated releases of 2021, and that is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This one comes out on May 11th. Emily Henry wrote Beach Read, and that one is a 2020 release that got very popular. It is one of my favorite books of the year, and I cannot wait. The cover for this gives me all the feels, and I just hope I enjoyed as much as I did Beach Read. On May 18th, we have the Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. They are an author duo that the romance community as a whole really enjoy. I think some of their newer books have been a little bit disappointing to some people. I have yet to form my opinion on how I feel on all of them, but The Unhoneymooners for me is a staple, and they wrote it, so I pretty much give everything they write a try, and I cannot wait for this one. I just think May is again a very strong release month when it comes to romance. We then have Isn't It Bromantic by Lisa K. Adams, which comes out on June 15th. This one is the fourth book in the Bromance Book Club series, and it is a series that I have started, not completed to this date. However, I am very much anticipating it. It's a bunch of guys who read romance novels to learn how to fix or improve their romantic relationships. A lot of them have to do with like sports. The first one, we follow a MLB baseball player, and there's just so many laughs and so much fun and so much to learn with these books and conversations to be had, so I'm excited for this one. Again, on June 15th, we have The Layover by Lacey Weldon. The cover for this one is stunning. This is one I, again, haven't heard too much about. I kind of found it when I was doing research on Goodreads, and it very much piqued my interest, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. I hope to hear more people talk about it so I can get more of a sense of what it's about, but it is on my most anticipated list because it hits all the things I really enjoy in books. I have two more books to talk about which come out in July. The first one is Too Good to Be True by Melanie Johnson, and it comes out on July 6th, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. The cover is adorable, and this one I've seen a little bit more buzz about. It's a lot I've seen it a lot on Goodreads shelf for like anticipated contemporary romances of 2021, and it's giving me high hope. Haven't seen any reviews for it though, so we'll see closer to release date what people are thinking about it. And finally we have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey that releases on July 13th. This is one that I love the cover for. Again, it feels very summery, which is really much up my alley when it comes to a romance, and Tessa Bailey is an author that I really love, specifically for her paranormal vampire romance series. Some of her books are a little bit more of a hit for me, like the Fix Her Up series. Not a fan, but I've loved so many of her other books, and so very much anticipating this one. It sounds right up my alley and so summery. So that's how far I got with my list of romances. Obviously, if you guys want to hear more about them, I can make more videos discussing them each individually, or like in, you know, they'll be in my quarterly romance anticipated reads. And also you can look at them on Goodreads. All of them, for the most part, at least have descriptions. Most of them also have covers, because I mean 2021 is coming up very quickly. So that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow with another one. Bye guys, happy reading!